Here is my wife's Traxxas Skully, aka a Traxxas Stampede with a different body. Only upgrade this RC car does have is the red lights for the eyes, and besides that, that's really it. It's all stock. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. Nickel metal hydride battery, brushed motor, stock everything. With the upgrades it is getting, I will start with the shock caps, pink aluminum, pink front and rear skid plate, the bumper, the front shocks, the rear shocks, and I'm gonna do a quick video of installing these. So let's get to it. First off, let's remove this front bumper. It's held down by those two screws right there, and on the bottom it has those four. I have already removed the tires just to make it easier for me to work on, so it's not rolling around or anything crazy. And I need to switch the side. I have already removed the tires just to make it easier for myself, so it's not rolling around while I'm working on it. The front bumper is the first thing I'm going to remove. It is held down by two screws on top and four on the bottom, and as you can tell, I have not cleaned this RC car in a minute, but it's only had light bashing, so let's get taking the front bumper off. Start with the top. And the tool I'm using is just a basic flathead. Nothing crazy, nothing expensive. I'm just gonna back this out right here. There's one side. I should be using a power drill for this, but I'm just gonna do it by hand because I'm too lazy to go grab it. It's too far away. There you go. You guys better angle. There you go. The top is free. Now let's go to the bottom. Like I said earlier, bottom has, the four screws. Let's take these out real quick. These are actually pretty well in there. I'm actually pretty surprised. See, with my Stampede, everything felt really loose. All four of those screws are out. Just put them to the side for now. I'm probably gonna use them later, even though the replacement comes with the screws, the hardware, of course. And with that, the front bumper comes off, quite simply. Just pivot that, and bam, it's off. That's it. Up on to the next part. Now the skid plates are, crazy easy to take off. I mean, four screws right here, the 8 back here. The only thing is this holds the rear transmission and the rear arms, so it's gonna be kind of suck. Like that take. Nope. Next part to take apart is the front and rear skid plate, so let's jump into that real quick. Let's start with the front just because it is only 4 screws compared to the 8 in the rear. Same tool, flathead, same size flathead still, not switching it up. These are actually coming out a lot easier than the front bumper did. Take this off real quick. Just keep backing it out. I am probably gonna keep these front and rear skid plate for either, you know, in case my wife somehow breaks these, you know, it's not a likely part to break, or, you know, with my Traxxas Stampede, I break mine, or I decide they're too damaged and, you know, I want to replace them. Alright, so it's off. Now let's go to the rear. Now the rear has all these screws that, you know, we're gonna have to take off, you know, just because there's so many, but let's just get it done, get it over with. First, I'm gonna take these front smaller ones off, go towards the front of the chassis, put those to the side. And I'm gonna start with these two little ones right here, just so, because these should, yep, these ones are easy to come out too. Pop that out. I'll try to keep pressure on while you're doing this too. This video is going to jump around a bit, so be aware of that. Let's hit these four. Trying to film and not lock the camera is definitely new to me. So I used to just jump in and tear an RC car apart real quick and then, you know, worry about it later. This one should pop off. So, this one right here. I try to keep pressure down so you don't, you know, pop out. Strip the screw by accident, but it does happen, so, you know, always be aware of what you're doing and try to always keep hardware about, just in case, you know, worst case scenario, you have to be prepared for that stuff. And it is out. That skid plate just pops out. It does have the rear mount for, of course, you know, the wheeling bar, but bam, pops right out. There you have it. So let's continue this build. As you can tell, everything's taken off. It needs to come off right now. I mean, not the shock springs, of course, or the shock caps, but yeah, everything right now is pretty loose. It's kind of free. Let's get into installing other parts. First off, I'm gonna do the front skid plate. You know, just opposite what we did. Just reinstall the screws rather than uninstall. So I put all the hardware in and then just line it up from there. I'll do the front first, then I'll worry about the rear. You know, same process again. Thread those in, put pressure on so you know you don't slip. Potentially strip the head. Other side. That's how you drop it. Let's go to the rear of it. Line these holes up. Make sure my hand in the way. It's nice and snug. There we go. And let's get this one next. And there we go. Alright, let's get to the rear. And as you already know, the rear is, again, same process. Just installing instead. The rear does have, you know, more parts, more hardware. Let's just reinstall it right now. There we go. Make sure both of them are 100% secure. I'll install these first before I install the other four. Make sure it's lined up. it going. Let's put in the last 4 for the skid plate, and I keep dropping hardware, which is totally fine. This is my temporary workstation because my work desk is actually overhauled with parts for the XO. I need to get that sorted out so I can actually finish that project. Keep on going. Hopefully my hand's not in the way. There we go. Keep it going. Good. Now let's put the front bumper on. So the front bumper does come with some hardware for installation. It has these 2 small screws so you can actually, put the little bar attached to it in, and then it also does come with the long screws for the top. So the only thing it doesn't come with is the 4 screws on the bottom, but the ones that are for the bottom are not damaged at all, so I'm just going to reuse them. But first off, I'm going to install the 2 screws right here. So that was quick and painless, just 2 screws, so really easy. I'm going to reinstall this. I'm probably going to start from the bottom instead of the top, just because those ones are shorter and they go in a lot easier than the top 2. So once again, line up the holes, make sure everything fits right, and I'll start with this side instead. I'll do this side. Having some technical difficulties dropping my parts, hardware actually. Anyways, so line it up, start threading it in. The next screw, install that, right? Oops, we're having issues. That does not want to go in. Peculiar. Probably because I'm trying to work around the GoPro camera. A little bit more difficult. That angle right there. Just keep it going, and we're in. 2 more. This one right here. Hold the other one for now until I get this one in. Just line it up, some pressure, keep screwing it in, screw it in. Done. And we are there, bingo. And dropped. So does not want to thread in. Try this again. It's going in. Oh my god. I need to get this away from the camera real quick. Here's the final screw, and we are almost done. Come on. There we go. We are done. Now for those front long screws, 2 of them of course, one on each side. Let's get this side first. The flathead is magnetized, so it makes it a little easier to thread these in. Make sure the screws won't disappear or fall off. It's actually a lot easier. And then what came out. Bumping the camera. Let's get the other side. Some pressure down. RC card will be fine. It's an RC card. It's used to getting used and abused. It's not gonna hurt it. And there we go. Front and rear skid plate, as well as the front bumper are installed. Now we gotta move to the shocks, the shock caps, and the springs, of course. The shocks are removed simply with 1 screw on top, 1 screw on the bottom. Same with the rear as well as the front. I'm not going to do that on camera. I'm just going to take it off, and then show you how to remove the spring, and maybe as well as the shock cap. So to remove this spring, it's pretty simple. Just grab the bottom shock spring retainer, that is. Take it off. As there's a little clip on one side, it's open, so it slides off the shaft pretty simply. Release the spring, pop it off, done. Reinstall the new spring, which of course is actually the same height, just to make sure. Reinstall it, pull that down, compress the spring, put back on the shock retainer, pull it down so it fits, and there you go. Bam. Pink spring. Joy. There you go. Everything is installed. The springs, the shock caps, the front and rear skid plate, the front bumper. That's it. I thought I was recording when I installed the shock caps and deinstalled the old ones, but I didn't. My apologies. Maybe next time I'll get around to it when I do some shock maintenance on this RC car. But as you can tell, it's done. It definitely doesn't look right with the Skully body right now. I need to get a new body for it. So next video I'll have a new body for it, and I'll paint it up all nice with some pink in there somewhere, or the whole thing, I don't know yet, whatever the wife wants, depends. But see you guys next time. And here's the complete end result. Proline body, painted up with some tomato paints. Of course, inside back with white, some pink, flat black, nothing crazy. A couple of Proline stickers, of course. All the parts are installed. Shock caps, springs, front bumper. Same thing with the rear. Of course, the bottom pieces as well. Swapped out for some pink instead of that blue that I originally had. It's
Still running the Titan 12550, 12T550 system, XL5, ESC, stock radio still, nickel metal hydride battery, Traxxas Smart ID connector, if I'm right. I don't remember, but that's basically it. Nothing's crazy yet. Still has the connection for the lights that the Skully had for the red eyes in the body, but besides that, this is it. Nothing new yet until I put a brushless system and a light bulb, and maybe a new servo. That's all.